Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, was the man who was the belle of the ball of this college football coaching cycle that has begun much earlier than in years past. He led the Penn State Nittany Lions for over a decade into an area of success that became a national championship or bust type conversation every single year. But when he took over the program, it was not at that stage. It was at a very different stage. What he was able to accomplish there obviously led to the rest of the country saying, we want him as our head coach. Virginia Tech became the official university that signed him. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Hokie football head coach, James Franklin.
Yay, Coach!
How you doing, bub?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How was the press conference? You felt good? You feel like you nailed it? I only saw a couple clips. I didn't get to see the entire thing, but I feel like you brought good energy. I feel like there was excitement in the room. Is that what you felt as well?
I think so. I'm going to wait to hear what you have to say because you determine that. But yeah, I thought it was good. Had some fun with it. There was a lot of excitement, enthusiasm. As you guys know, you got the Corps Cadets here, which is a huge part of the university and program. They were in there going crazy. So it's been great. It's been great.
Okay, so let's talk about what happened. Obviously, you get let go from Penn State early in the year after a couple game slide that I don't think you or anybody could have ever expected at Penn State. All of a sudden, your name is on the market. You come on a College Game Day, and we basically have a conversation with you, and thank you for doing that still to this day. That was one of the coolest things that has happened on game day, especially with how loud it all was around it. And basically you implied, hey, I am a football coach. That is what I am. All we are going to do now is take what we learned in trying to win a national championship and go win a national championship somewhere else. Through this entire process, have you reflected more on that particular thing? And what exactly do you think you take from so many years of experience at one place in the spotlight and bring to Virginia Tech, who's hoping to get back there?
Yeah, so I think your question's a great one, and what I would say is, right, it's unique. There hasn't been too many guys that have been a head coach in the SEC, a head coach in the Big Ten, really unusual success at a place like Vanderbilt that hadn't had that type of success before, and then go to Penn State, win a Big Ten championship the first year off of sanctions. The last 3 years, we had more success than anybody in the country, but 4 programs and a few plays away for playing for the national championship. So we're very proud of what we were able to achieve there, and I am forever grateful for that time and experience. So being able to use all those lessons and experiences and now bring it to the ACC. The ACC was my first break at the University of Maryland working for Ralph Friedgen, so I have experience there. I've been a coach in the NFL with the Green Bay Packers, so just going to take all these experiences that I've been able to have and pour them into my time here at Virginia Tech. So excited about the opportunity. Obviously, we've got a ton of work to do. College football's changed. You have the ability to flip your roster a lot faster than when I took over those other 2 programs. And we're excited about the opportunity.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What does it look like for the next few weeks as season goes on? You're obviously monitoring locker room, playing, practice, kind of seeing who are your guys, who are not. You're like, what does it look like for the next couple of weeks as you kind of get introduced to the football team while they're still playing? But, you know, that's kind of an interesting dynamic. Rich Rod did it last year at West Virginia. He was around for the last 2 games, and I think he learned a lot about the locker room, about from the practice, what it looks like, maybe what he can see in some of the guys and maybe not. Is that the same thing for you, or how are you kind of going about it?
Well, I was timing you to see how long it would take you to bring the conversation back to West Virginia, which is always a part of what you're going to talk about, right?
Yeah,
but yeah, it's different and it's unique, right? Being able to be here 2 weeks early, the calendar has changed. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of the athletic directors and presidents making some of the decisions they're making. We're going to have an official visit this weekend. We're going to have an official visit next weekend. A lot of these schools are not going to be able to have that, and then we're going to go into a dead period. So some of these programs are going to lose an entire high school recruiting class. So I got to do that. We got to spend time evaluating the current staff. I want to be very respectful for Coach Montgomery and what he has done here. I do want to get up in front of the team and just settle them that I'm excited about getting to know them and building relationships with them. But then we're also obviously making sure that we're doing whatever we got to do to increase the competition level at every position.
Okay, I love to hear that. And obviously, one transfer portal is now the new rule, and that is in January. Is that when it is? When is it? December?
That's right.
January is obviously when it is, which will be interesting for the other coaching jobs on who the coaches are potentially going to go to those other jobs. You know, because if they're in a playoff, then transfer portal other place.
Weird.
You're in a good spot, I think, Coach. I think this is a good move, getting this thing done early and being able to kind of put your fingerprints on the kind of the franchise early here. Now, you guys have Miami at home, okay? That means one thing and one thing alone. Go ahead, Con Man.
Congrats again, and I read that you're 128-60, so everyone who was talking shit about you, it's like, hey, who cares? I won way more games than you did. But when you think about Virginia Tech, have you visualized yet kind of that first entrance into the stadium with Enter Sandman, with all the boys, you know, behind you? And have you also already made Enter Sandman your ringtone? Because it is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah, so can't wait to have the opportunity to run into the stadium with Enter Sandman. I will tell you, I think you know this. I'm more of kind of an R&B, rap, hip hop type of guy.
Hell yeah.
Jay-Z, Biggie.
Okay.
But I appreciate good music, whatever it is. And all I really care about is what it does to the fans. And that place is rocking. I've been on the other side of it, not as fun. So I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to do that. We'll get a chance to see it this year as well. I've watched the last couple games. Even after a challenging season, this place is rocking. We're going to need it rocking again on Saturday because we're going to have a ton of recruits at the game. But yeah, it's exciting. It's one of the better, I think, entrances, if not the best, in all of college football.
Now, Metallica might send us a CMD just for doing what we just did right there. They run a tight ship on their business,
yes, they do.
which actually makes me respect them even more now that I'm growing older in this particular business. We need to get you to a Metallica concert. I think it would be a spiritual experience for you as they go through it all, as you get ready. Now, Penn State alum, obviously, Penn State legend, AQ Shipley has a question for you. Coach?
Coach, good to see you.
AQ, how you doing, buddy?
Good to see you. I hate those colors on you, but before I get to my question, I think I need to say this, right? Obviously, as a former Penn Stater, former Penn State player, I think everybody appreciates everything you did, and I think when this whole thing is done and we move past everything, I think everybody down the road is going to look back and say what you did when you took it over and what you did in that time. Everybody will be forever grateful for that. I think that needs to be said. But having said that,
I appreciate it, AQ.
Having said that, is there any thought to picking a staff now? Are you evaluating the current staff? Do you have some guys in mind that are kind of locks already, or are you kind of waiting to evaluate your own team and your own staff before you get to that?
Yeah, so as you know, I got guys that have been with me. When I left Vanderbilt, went to Penn State, I brought 16 people with me. I think a lot of times these coaches, they get these jobs and they act like it's all about them, right? I didn't do this by myself. I've had great people around me, and that's what it's all about. So there's some people that are core to me and will continue to be. But I also want to be very respectful of the people that poured their hearts and souls into this program here at Virginia Tech, and I want to be respectful of that. So we'll take some time to get to know the staff, to interview some people, and then put the puzzle together. That's the Penn State people, as well as some of the Virginia Tech people, and then also nationally. We got to be great in the footprint, but in today's college football, you got to be able to go nationally as well, because as you guys know, I don't know why this is, but when you're running inside zone and you hand it off to Saquon Barkley, for some reason the plays work better. So the coaches, we get a lot of credit, but this is a player's game, and we want to make sure that we got really good players in all phases that can impact the game.
To echo your sentiment, I think Coach Saban says, like, I learned quickly that I was an okay coach with not good players. I was considered a great coach with really good players. So that is what we are trying to do at all times, which is why I think the grindstone that you have on recruiting is such an advantage and why everybody was kind of seeking you as their coach. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, speaking of that, Coach, how much does that change now that you're at Virginia Tech and it's a situation where you're trying to kind of restore a program to its former excellence and glory, whereas when you're at Penn State, you're at an established blue blood. You know when you're going into these kids' houses that you can tell them and be 100% truthful, like, hey, we're going to compete for a national championship every single year you're on campus. So, like, does the pitch change? Does the way you go about recruiting change? Or just how is it different now being at Virginia Tech trying to build them back up as opposed to when you were at Penn State?
Well, I think that's changed, right? We've seen that in college football. The landscape has changed, and as long as you're at a place that's committed at the highest level to win, you can do it. This season and last season, there's been evidence of that. There's also, again, the ability to turn your roster over quickly with veteran players. We're still going to be a high school developmental program because I think if you make the decision to go all in on the portal, it's hard to ever come out of that because you're going to have so much turnover every single year that you're forced to stay in that world. And we'd like to have a healthy balance between the two. I do think in year one, we're going to have an opportunity to get a bunch of players out of the transfer portal that can come in and help us compete right away. And there's also enough talent on this current roster that's going to create a really competitive environment. But long term, we'd like to have a balance between high school recruiting as our base and then complement with the portal.
Yeah, it feels like the mindset, very NFL-like. You build your culture through the draft, and then free agency comes in and kind of takes you to the next step, hopefully. Like to hear that you have the experience in this world and also view it the same way. I think that's why the Virginia Tech people, they interviewed 20 people.
I have no idea how many people they interviewed.
20. BA told us. He signed an NDA, so he wasn't allowed to tell us anything basically throughout. Then we got him to loosen his lips a little bit. Yeah. He said they talked.
So that NDA's over now. That the contract's been signed.
That's on you guys to figure out with BA, not with us. But he mentioned like they talked to over 20 different people or whatever, and from the beginning you were the guy. And I think it's because, and I assume that's other jobs as well. They were thinking the exact same thing. Just understanding the current world, I think, is a massive advantage. Having a brand new coach, like a coordinator or, maybe an up-and-coming, promising type coach, take it over right now. You have no idea how it's going to go. For you had such a great resume. It's like, I think you're in such a good position. They always say, like, the second time you get to do something. Now, this is like your third time getting to do something, but, like, every time you only get better and better. And Virginia Tech's putting a lot of money in, I think. That's no NDA. I think they are also all behind athletics.
Got the resources, and with the transfer portal, you can turn over the roster much quicker. You mentioned that a bunch of times. But as far as, like, a realistic timeline, I know you want to win right now. What is your realistic timeline to compete for that national championship? Outside looking in, we all say, hey, the ACC is gettable every year, so you're going to be in the dance. But what's that realistic timeline for you to get your culture into Virginia Tech?
Yeah, well, obviously, there's a lot to be determined there, right? I just got on campus about 2 hours ago. I need to evaluate the current roster. I need to see how recruiting is going to go. I need to see what's going to be available in the transfer portal, what coaches. There's so many different moving parts. But the reality is we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be very aggressive from day one. We're not going to put any ceilings on who and what we can be and wake up every single morning and give Virginia Tech everything we got. But I think to your point, the investment level is what it's all about. College football has changed. And the reality is this place made some decisions before I was even part of the conversation, which was helpful, that it wasn't just me coming in saying, here are all the things we need to do. They had already done their benchmarking in the ACC as well as nationally. And I think that allowed the conversation to go faster and smoother.
Good for you, Coach. Enjoy it all. We can't wait to watch what it becomes over there. And don't be scared to schedule West Virginia whenever it comes across your desk.
So that's twice you've been able to bring up West Virginia. It's unbelievable. Like, do they pay you? In every interview, you're going to find a way.
No, it's actually
the other way around.
College football has changed.
Yeah, college football has changed. There's a new landscape. Not a lot of money.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do for the good of the squad, for the good of it. But I do think, like, those old Big East, I guess, rivalries in West Virginia and Virginia Tech. In the state of West Virginia, on the southern side there, Charleston, that whole area, like Virginia Tech still considered like massive rivalry with West Virginia. I think a lot of people in West Virginia feel that way, and I think Virginia Tech people still feel that way as well. So if we can make that dance take place, we should definitely be doing that.
I still love the Pittsburgh accent. My dad's from the Hill District, so I love hearing the program. I love hearing all the little, Yinzer. I love all that stuff.
Hey, why don't you drop it in there up there in, up there in the hills of Virginia Tech? We went to a saloon up there. Where were we at, Foxy? We went to a saloon up there. It was a great time.
It was awesome.
Copperhead Road came on, another song you love. I know you love that song. Copperhead Road came on, and people were sprinting down the street into the saloon to get onto the dance floor so they can line dance. It was one of the most electric environments I've been a part of. And then,
did you get out? Did you get out there with the belt buckle that you loved? Were you out there?
Yeah, it's the electric slide with an extra kick, I learned. So that is. Yeah, so it was Roanoke we were in, which I don't know how close that is to Blacksburg over there, but it's wonderful area.
Yeah.
They love ball there, man. They love ball over there. So hopefully.
So the electric slide with a little extra kick step.
Yeah, boom, and then we're going bang to bang to bang to bang to boom, and then we're taking that thing back, bang to bang to bang to bang to boom, and then you go here, bang. You're kicking twice, and then you turn that thing, and then you turn that son of a bitch.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So as I was watching them from the side, I was trying to, because this felt like the moment to be a part of. This one, there was like a 75-year-old man over here that was just housing diesels, okay, just at the bar.
Legend.
Copperhead Road came on. I watched him. Do it here. Yeah, here's me hitting this thing. Here's me hitting this thing in the middle. Yeah, bang.
Are you slid out there with him?
Bang, bang, bang.
Where are you at?
I don't know if that's Copperhead Road because I think Foxy was actually doing That's me right there, but yeah, bang.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, and obviously I don't know.
You have some rhythm.
And we need to get you a goddamn Metallica concert ASAP, all right?
Are you going to get a new burger out there, too?
Yeah, you need a different burger. We can't be doing turkey burger there. You know you did that last time.
I know. I was trying to do with a healthy deal. The players gave me a hard time about that.
So this is what we learned, remember?
Yeah.
We learned from the last place.
That's right. It's all a process. You learn, you adjust. The next one will have a pound of bacon on it.
There we go.
Oh,
Heart attack burger.
Yeah.
Pokey
Yeah.
hand.
All right, have a good one.
That's one of my lessons that I learned. Don't have the healthy burger at the local restaurant.
See, that might have been the old.
Just trying to get better.
That might have been the thing.
Hell yeah.
Too bad we thought of it now. I mean, would have been.
That's right.
Perfect time.
But hey, perfect
trying to
timing
get
for
better.
Virginia Tech. Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
You're
That's
the
right.
man. Congratulations. You deserve all this. We can't wait to watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach James Franklin.
Yeah, coach.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch 'em walk right